Let's go. Yo. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast. And that's facts.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome
Yeah.
to the Chicago Sports Podcast. What up, everybody? Annie up, how you doing?
I'm feeling good, brother. I'm feeling refreshed, man. Another day to talk about our guys. You know how that go.
Right on, right on. And as you guys may see, we have a packed house. You know, we have a crew in here tonight. We
Yes,
got
sir.
two new guys. We want to welcome these guys. Um, First, my man Mike Doss Harris
Yes, sir.
and the brother Eric.
What's happening, fellas?
Nice to
Yeah.
meet you. Nice to meet you.
Welcome, guys. Welcome.
Glad to
Um,
be on. Thank you.
Listen,
Thank you.
it's always awesome when we can talk about the Bears, and it's awesome to have new guys in joining this family. And I'm gonna tell you guys, like I tell the guys, that we need to like and subscribe this thing. You guys are gonna love it here, man. We all have the
Mhm.
same, um, we all have the same philosophies in mind when it comes down to the Bears. At the end of the day, we all want the Bears to be successful.
Absolutely.
Now, how they go about being successful,
Mhm.
we all have our opinions on how the thing should go, and this is where Bears fans get together and talk about that. So, with that being said, brothers, welcome, 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 and I'll say it again, welcome.
For sure.
So,
Glad to be here.
Thank you. I appreciate
right
it.
on, right on. So we allowing a chance for these folks to get up in here so they can listen to us talk about our beloved Chicago Bears. Um, Mandatory minicamp is opened up. How you guys feel about it? I know I have my reservations, but I'm gonna let one of the new guys go first, and I'm gonna start because he right next to me. I'm gonna start with Eric.
Well, yeah, how's it going? I mean,
Eric, so
minicamp's awesome, right? Like everybody's showing up. That's
right,
a good thing. We don't have no holdouts, no
Right.
guys, with contract disputes or anything like that. Everybody's ready to practice. Well, I mean, let's get the show on the road, right? I mean,
yeah,
who's not excited for new Bears? I mean, finally got a lot of things moving in the right direction. We got a lot of things turned around, a lot of things that fans wanted to see happen. Restructuring O line, new
Yeah.
coach. I mean, let's get the show on the road, right?
Yeah.
right on, right on.
I,
Listen, we one step closer, baby. Talk to me, Mike.
Man, I'm excited about Ben Johnson, seeing as much of him as possible, learning to get to know who he is. I want to see what this left tackle battle is gonna look like. I can't wait. I'm a Gaji guy, but Trapillo's interesting too. Braxton's still there too. But I want to see Luther Burden. It's a few things I'm looking forward to seeing. This early in this mini
yeah.
camp.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Absolutely.
It's on you,
Oh
Annie.
man.
Up.
Man, we got shiny new toys from the staff to players. So like you said, man, I'm excited
Mm.
about most of those guys. I'm excited about some guys from last year too, though. Like this a hot take, bro, but I think with all the outside chirping and all the noise, I know these guys got multiple cell phones and computers and stuff. They read and see and hear and got family members who care about them and
Yeah.
defend them. I think Swift is going to have a great year, dog. I think Swift is about the ball. He feels disrespected
Mm.
as he should,
Mm.
and I think he's going to have a great year. So I'm looking at some guy with the new guys. Of course, we want to see them, see if they can elevate to that next level. But for a couple guys from our boy Kyle. Hey, yeah. I think he had a tutty. I think he had a tutty today. So I'm super excited, bro. Let's get this show on the road, like Eric said, bro.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, man, I agree with you guys. Hit on a lot of great points. Mandatory minicamp for me is a place where, you know what I'm saying, we can continue to get acclimated. You know, the players can continue to get acclimated with the system that they're running on both
Mm-hmm.
sides of the ball. You know, it's also a place where a lot of mistakes can be made.
Yeah.
You know, we want the mistakes made now before, you know what I'm saying, instead of getting all the way into September and October and these mistakes come to haunt us during game times and stuff like that. So, you know,
Yeah.
this is for everybody to get all the mistakes
Mhm.
out the way. And I'm sure it's gonna be mistakes made throughout the season. But you
Mm-hmm.
know, just the fundamental stuff. And one word I take away from, you know, today and what I was hearing, and that word is details.
Hmm.
You know, in the interviews that I listened to today, and that I've listened to, you know, in the past as well. They focus on details, the details of the details, and the
Hmm.
details of those details. You know, this is a
Mhm.
deeply, you know what I'm saying, detail oriented situation that we're having here, and this is something that has been a lot different. Now, I'm not gonna, you know, even though those guys didn't do what they supposed to do, the past coaching staff and stuff like that, I ain't gonna kill them like that and say that they didn't make mention of details or make sure the players focus on details. The during the interviews that when these players talk, they never spoke like they're speaking now,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a vast difference. Now, I want to touch on something that each one of you guys mentioned about you guys' observations of mini camp opening today. Eric, you mentioned a great thing that everybody's involved. There's nobody holding out. You know, we have guys that have minor injuries and things of
Mm-hmm.
that nature. As far as attendance is concerned, everybody's here.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody has a um they have intention. You know, they're moving in purpose
Yeah.
already. You know, they're setting the code. They're adhering to the culture that's being set. So that's a thing that you know that we like to see, and that's a change from the past as well. Because
Yeah.
normally you had guys sitting out because of whatever reason. You know, we all understand personal and family reasons, things of that nature. But you know, some of the things that went on last year were just, you know, despicable, for lack of a better term. Um, I think one of you guys touched on the process of the interview, saying guys, you know, had chips on their shoulders and things like that. I heard that from Jaquan Brisker, and I also heard that from Swift Andy up. Um, these guys know what the expectation was last year,
Mm-hmm.
and we all seen how the season transpired.
Right.
Now Brisker didn't have much of a dog in the fight because he was out by week 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you
Somewhere around
know,
there for sure.
yeah.
5. You're right.
So,
5. It was
but
week
Yeah.
we
5.
but we also found out that they just wasn't holding him back. He had a serious issue
Yeah.
with his concussions. He
Yeah.
had he had a rare one where, you know, he just couldn't get up out of it. He just couldn't
Yeah.
get up out of it. And you know, weeks when he thought he was gonna play, when it came down closest, he just couldn't. They just couldn't clear him.
Yeah,
So
that's rough, right? That's really rough.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think I watched a little interview on him saying he had to retrain his brain to do certain things,
Mhm.
and had to do a lot of therapy work, and that that's rough, man.
Yeah.
Concussions are they're like nothing to play with, right? I mean, we see a lot of crazy stuff in the NFL involving concussions, and at least I,
Absolutely.
I hope he's back on the track. I hope he's
Yeah.
back on track.
Yeah. And unfortunately, we'll never know until he gets back into, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
firing off live rounds. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Mike, you said something that I have
Mhm.
never heard anybody
Yes,
say.
sir.
You said that you were a Yamagaji guy. Did I hear that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm a draft
Okay.
guy. Um, and I studied the
Hmm.
draft. I studied these players coming out of
Hmm.
college. And when Amagaji was coming out of college, his tape at Yale, I looked at a lot of it, and well, what they had to offer on
Right.
YouTube. And I love his movement
Hmm.
skills. I love his athlete. He's almost like Braxton Jones with a little more rump.
Okay.
You ain't gonna push him as easy as you know
Yeah.
what I mean. Push him. He don't get bull rush like Brax does. You know what I mean. So I love what his potential says. I'm just hoping he can bring that to the next level. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, I agree with you. His base is a lot stronger than Brad.
I'm looking forward to it though.
Yeah. And I like I said,
Yeah,
100%. His base is a
yeah.
lot better. It's a lot stronger than Braxton. I think Braxton got skinny man legs, man.
Yeah,
You
but a
know.
big dog, big up top body. Yeah,
Yeah,
Big
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah,
Big
yeah.
time.
And yeah, I'm a Gaji.
Yeah, yeah. From his waist
Mm-hmm.
down.
I'm a Gaji. He's top and bottom heavy. Kind of
and,
built
and,
like a
and
deep freezer.
Yeah,
let's not let it go.
yeah.
Let's not let it go untapped that Dan Rusha, who's been around some of these excellent old linemen, speaks very highly of him. So that's what made me lock in more. And then we also know he got tossed into a very sticky situation last year too. So I'm going with Rushauer's eye, and I'm going with the
He
fact that
did.
dude got a raw deal last year. It's good to get those live rounds, like you said, D-Night, but come
Mm-hmm.
on, bro. Like you at one of the more premium positions in the league as far as protecting the franchise, and
Yeah.
you out there with some of the more bumbleheaded coaches
Yes.
that have ever graced a Soldier field. So you know what I mean? Real
Say it
talk.
again.
I want to give him a shot. I want to give him a shot too, and I'm glad
Yep.
he is getting a shot. But yeah. He's an interesting guy, and I'm very curious because I mean we got a good problem now. Because I think the rookie going to be that guy. Also, Amagaji, he's been in there before, so now
Mm-hmm.
he knows that these dudes move faster than the guys in college and in the Ivy League and all what etc. So he's got
Mm-hmm.
those rounds. And then you got a guy who believes in you clearly because Rushau spoke it out loud. He said, "Yeah, he's got some things there. We know everything that happened last year was last year. We weren't here last
Yeah.
year, so I think we got a good problem, fellas."
Hey, and look,
Hmm.
we'll be remiss. Hey, Eric, we'll be
Yeah.
remiss if we don't include the fact that coaching matters.
Oh
We'll
yeah,
re- we'll really be playing ourselves, Eric,
Oh
if
yeah.
if
Oh
if
yeah.
if we come up in this thing and kick it like coaching don't matter.
Man, coaching is everything, right? I mean, I want to touch on something you said earlier. It's like, look at the tone he's setting, just in OTAs. Like, he's talking about, positions,
Hmm.
guys being off just an inch or a foot off of where they're supposed to be, and he's going through things more meticulous than we've ever seen. Like you
yeah.
said, you never heard guys talk about this kind of stuff before in their interviews. Like, I mean, that's a nice bar to set right there. Just to
Yeah.
see that the coaching is he's going over everything, and he's got the right group of guys with him. And, we got a whole bunch of new coaches out there, and it's huge, right? Right? Huge. It's huge, man. You got to set the tone for what we're gonna do, and he's the first leader. He's the general, right? I mean, he's the one out there fine tuning this machine. So hopefully it gets rolling all wheels. Then let's go, man. Let's make these playoffs, right? I mean, that's what Bears fans want to see. Want to see a
That's what
playoff
we
Yeah,
run.
want to see.
it
Yes,
would be
sir.
Right.
an amazing thing to see the playoffs. Yes.
Yes,
Right.
indeed. Yes, indeed. Another thing that I didn't mention, and I know we all feel this way, is what I'm saying, the way the players are absorbing this type of coaching.
Yeah. Good
Usually
point.
guys that's pretty much been just established in the league, you got some guys that you just can't, handle certain types of way without
Mm-hmm.
them, getting themselves all, feeling up, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So the way guys are responding to this tough love that's going on right now in mandatory minicamp, is a great thing. And I said the same thing about OTA. So hopefully this thing, continues throughout the season. Um, just to go back a little bit further, I was very impressed on how these young guys trying to make the team, responded in the rookie mini camp that they had early on.
Mm-hmm.
So we're building a nice foundation, and we got some nice pieces, guys with the proper attitude, to build a winner in this city, to make the Bears again a relevant franchise.
For
Not
sure.
just because of history, but
Yeah.
you know, for the present and the future as well. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So, guys, man, listen, I have to shout out these people in the chat that's checking us out, and the people that's watching us everywhere else. Shout out to everyone that's checking us out on this Wednesday night. Um, we are all Bears fans. This is a show for Bears fans by Bears fans. For you guys that's new that's watching us, please like and subscribe. We have a lot to offer here, Chicago Sports Podcast. And, you know, we feel like the more the merrier. So y'all get on in here. We can talk Bears. We can, you know what I'm saying, hear what you guys feel about the Bears and see where we can make our feelings meet up. One more thing before we get back on subject. We hit 3K followers. We finally made it to 3,000, y'all.
Mhm.
Um, yay.
Let's
Yeah, but
grow the
listen, it
brand,
does
right? Trying to grow
it
the brand.
right. It does not stop at 3K. We're pushing.
Yeah.
Now we're, we taking baby steps, but now we're pushing toward the 4K. And we also had a jersey winner. I want to
Mm.
shout out Mr. James Childress. Congratulations, sir, on your jersey, on winning that jersey. We're giving out another jersey at 4,000, y'all. So come on in here. Please like and subscribe. Yes, sir. James, we are a close knit family. And again, congratulations to you.
Congrats.
Um,
Congrats.
but yeah, for the people that's watching us, please like and subscribe. Get on in here in this chat and let us know how you guys feel about the Bears. Okay, back on track, fellas. Another interesting thing, and it's just this is wishful thinking for me. I cannot wait to get LB on the field, Luther Burton.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah.
really, with a
Yeah.
lot of things that went on today that I heard, um, I would really like to see this kid come on in here and see what's going on.
Mhm.
He picked a old school number. I think he's wearing 88. I think he's
Yeah.
wearing 88. Now all the new school single numbers and the 14s and 17s stuff like that. I'm an old school guy. I love to see receivers that wear the 80s. And for a new guy to come in and get that 88 number, I think he did it because he said there wasn't no other numbers out there for him. But regardless of
Mhm.
what, I'm glad to see him in that 88. I can't wait to see him come out here on the field. He
Yeah.
has a whole lot to offer. Um,
I agree.
you guys have any players that you excited about as far as from a skill position standpoint? I'll start with you, Mike.
Well, you named my number one guy, Luther Burden. I can't wait to see him, man. I think I'm gonna say something on here. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes in and outdoes Rome. I know a lot of people gonna disagree with me. I wouldn't
Nah,
be
not me.
surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. But that's my number one guy that I'm looking forward to.
Okay.
But you know what I want to see too? I want to see what they do with that linebacker they got in the fourth round. He's light
Yeah.
in the pants. I
Hit
wonder
like
if they plan on moving him to safety. That's
nah.
something
I
I
think
was looking at.
I think he's gonna play hybrid, bro. I think he's gonna play
Yeah.
A
hybrid.
hybrid. I can
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
that. I can see that because he's
Especially with
fast.
Dennis Allen. Especially with Dennis Allen. I think he can
Yes,
hybrid.
exactly. Exactly. Yep. I can see that too, man. So I'm curious about that. Um that guard, I know they got that guard in the sixth round. I don't know if they got him, for future Tooney, to learn under Tooney.
Learn
'Cause
from him. Yeah.
he's gonna be 33 this year. So,
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing. The tackle, defensive tackle, Shamar, what's my man's name in the second round?
Turner.
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 Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited
Dog.
about him too. So, man, just all of these draft picks, man. I'm kind of looking for. Oh, and of course, Loveland. I mean,
Oh,
we all
yeah.
want to see Loveland, I'm sure,
Yeah.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, man, that's my take. I'm just excited about this draft class. I want to see what they look like, and but my number one is Luther Burden by far.
Mm-hmm.
All right, E, go for it, man.
I think my number one is going to be Loveland, right? Like, we went
Hmm.
high, like for top 10. You're the number 10 pick
Hmm.
in the
Yeah.
draft. I
Hmm.
mean, do we want to find out right away if that pick was wasted, right? I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, he could be the next like Samuel Laporta or something like that, right? So we got that offensive 12-man scheme going, right? So and
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, from what they're saying, this guy he blocks well, he catches the ball well, he runs his routes well. I mean, I want to see if that pick was wasted. I think my second one is going to be that running back that we picked up.
Yeah.
I think he caught a
Monangai.
touchdown
The
today.
young guy.
I don't want to mess his name up, right? I don't want to
The
mess
young
his name up,
guy.
but you guys got it right.
Manung, Kyle Manunga, yeah.
Yeah, is he going to move into that number 2 spot? Is he going to push out Roshan? I mean, man, is he gonna make Roshan level up? You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, that's awesome to have guys compete for spots, and they're all talented, and they're all hungry for a top tier position, right? You don't want to edge the next man out, and I think that makes everybody better when you got everybody working to be the best guy, right? You want to
Yeah.
take somebody's spot that makes that guy that's already there work even harder. So I mean,
For
I'm
sure.
excited.
Mhm.
For
Right on,
sure.
right
He
on.
runs hard. Yep.
Yes, indeed. Give it to me, Elliot. Go for it.
Man, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. Since LB3, I don't want to, just beat that dead horse. But yeah, of course, I want to see Luther Burden. But man, my boy, Hippolyte. I think Hippolyte can play the
Yeah,
hybrid for.
yeah.
I don't think he's just going to be relegated to special teams, bro. And even if he was, be awesome at what you do when you got one of the best special teams coaches out there. But
Right on.
I
Yep.
think the guy,
Mm.
I think he's gonna pay dividends in that defense, bro. That's not speed you can teach. And again, I said it before, and I am going to be the dead horse this time. The guy was the man over there in Maryland. He's not coming like just from this program and he was the man over there, bro. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so now he's coming and got us to wait this turn and fight for everything. I think that dude is going to be awesome. So I'm super excited about Hippolyte, and I am going to be watching everything I can find on him. And so that's two: Luther Burden, Hippolyte, and Loveland. No, I'm not putting Loveland in there. I'm curious, but I'd say the corner, Zay Frazier. I want to see that
Uh,
speed and
uh,
those ball skills translate to the NFL and that length, and that he's sticky. He got
Yeah.
cocky speed. I want to,
yeah.
I want to see that dude go out there and wreak havoc, bro. Dennis Allen is probably Birdman hand rubbing, man, right now. So that'll be my top three. I'll go Luther Burden, Hippolyte, and Zay Frazier.
All
Ryan
right.
Poles drafts good corners.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
All right. Hey, look, y'all guys, y'all. I think all three of you guys, touched on Ruben Hippolyte. Now, as fast as he is and explosive as he is, he's struggled in coverage. So I
Mm.
don't necessarily
Mm.
think the safety spot and what they demand. Like if this was old school,
Mm.
I would say, yeah, throw him in there, throw him in the box, let him
Mm-hmm.
get busy. But with the demands that the safeties have, nowadays,
On
especially
that
when
back
teams,
end,
well, yeah, but especially when teams decide to, go five wide and stuff like
yeah,
that, try to spread out defenses,
Yeah.
it's gonna leave him one on one with with a skills guy, man.
unfavorable matchups.
Yeah, one of
Yeah.
these hybrid tight
Yeah.
ends, man, and it just ain't gonna
Yeah.
go his way. I'm just gonna go on and say
Are,
that.
are we
But
playing cover two this year again? You guys
some,
It's
know?
gonna be
not. It's
Okay.
not gonna
not
Okay.
be.
not not predominantly like we
Yeah,
were
it's not gonna be
Okay.
the base.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna
All
be
right.
some. It's gonna be thrown in there because I think every team has their own variation of cover two. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So it's gonna be some sprinkled in there when necessary. But
Okay.
back to Hippolyte, I think with how he's gonna be used, I can 100% say he'll be a special teamer, regardless of
Yeah.
how
Oh
much,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh
regardless of how
yeah.
many snaps he play on defense.
yeah,
Special team is gonna be his niche at least for now.
Yeah.
But I can't see a situation where and he's brought in just for blitz purposes.
yeah.
You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
because he's so explosive and he has that straightaway speed.
Hmm.
I can't see a situation where he's brought in just to listen.
Go get
Don't
him, boy.
think
Go
about
get him,
none
boy.
but right up the middle,
Yep.
baby. Right up the middle. You know
Yep.
what I mean? But yeah,
Yep.
man. Listen, the Bears have improved from a personnel standpoint, and we all know they're improved from a coaching standpoint. It's
Yeah.
Oh,
right now.
definitely.
Right now, it's all about putting this thing together and making sure things go smooth. Now,
What you guys think about that center? I'm sorry,
no,
bro.
no,
What
no. Go
what you
ahead,
guys
go ahead, go ahead.
what you think about the center that they just signed from Atlanta?
Oh, he's gonna,
Oh,
he's gonna, he's
Dolman.
gonna. I
Yeah,
gotta go
yeah.
first, guys. I think Dalman gonna come. He's gonna be the stabilizer, bro. I think he's gonna
Hmm.
come in, and the reason I elected to say that the Bears was gonna get off rolling on offense is mainly because of Dalman, bro. Uh, I can't even remember who was our center last year, bro. I know, serious.
From
That's
the
a serious
Rams.
question. That's a serious
Yeah,
question.
from the
Oh, that's
Rams.
a real question. I thought you were being funny.
Was it?
It
Okay.
was dang.
That's the point, though. That's the
Yeah,
point.
Moving right along. Moving right
that's
along.
bad, man. I take
Moving
the L,
right
whatever,
along.
man. I supposed to know.
So
That's the
so now
point.
Caleb got somebody who can do this, who can be those extra set of eyes, highly intelligent, super
Yeah.
strong. Understand? I mean, he's going to make sure the whole line, and then he got Tooney next to him. 4 Super Bowl rings. Just got paid. Can't stop raving about the city, about the players, about the culture, about the come on, man, like the practice facility, like the workout facility. The dude can't stop raving about it. So now you got that. Caleb needed that so bad. That's why now last year, I'm not gonna lie, I don't see it all, but I was hoping, I was trusting the process and all that. But let's just be real. If your O-line gonna suck, the center and the left tackle at least needs to be, come on, bro. So now you got Dalman, but that was one of the best signings of the all season. I'm super happy about it, and he is the stabilizer, bro. That's my response to your question, Mike.
Mm.
Right
I
on,
like
right,
it.
right on. Hey, look. Let's talk real quick. We all know Ben Johnson was a former tight ends coach.
Yeah,
There was a lot of let me find the right word. It was a bit of controversy when Loveland was picked at 10. I
very
know
much
for
so.
me, I'm gonna be honest with you, I wasn't super excited about it.
I
I
wasn't
really was
either.
not.
Yeah,
I really was not. I was kind of
yeah,
like, I ain't gonna lie, I was down on it.
yeah.
But thinking about it, why can't we excel with two good tight ends? Why not? I mean, we've seen teams be very successful having two good tight ends.
Facts.
Most
Why
recently,
not
New
us?
England, right?
Yes, sir.
Most recent. Uh-huh.
Yes, sir. And the way Kansas City uses their tight ends,
Mm.
they're very situational with them, but I
Yeah,
don't think they have the tight end. Well, Kelsey, he is who he is, but
Yeah.
the other, as
After
far as the
that,
other guys, I don't think they're very dynamic.
yeah.
They're good, like role player guys, like when you need blocking or
mm-hmm.
you need to catch that little 2 yard pass to get you know what I'm saying, to get the first down.
Hmm.
Good, very good decoys,
Mm-hmm.
for the rest of the weapons that they have out there. But I feel like we have two capable tight ends that's highly skilled. They are different. I think Loveland is more of the he's made more of the Kelsey type,
Right.
and Kmet is more of the old school type.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that doesn't make any one of them better than the other. It's just different. I mean, as
Yeah, it
guys,
is.
we all
Fact.
can relate
Two
to that.
different positions. Hmm.
But I think
We
you've
all,
seen a lot of what Komet could be last year. Like he had some great catches, like some good downfield balls, but he showed a lot of promise. You know what I mean? I like it too. You can have two guys out there that are going to go get the ball, and at the
Hmm.
same time they can also block. I mean, you
mhm.
can't beat that, right? Like as soon as they get locked in on one, then boom, we got the other one, right? So I mean, that's always good to have more than one option that tight end that
Yeah.
is competent, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. I think
Absolutely.
Cole, Komet, I think where he struggles is Cole has heavy feet. He can run,
yeah,
but he has trouble separating. And I
Yeah.
seen when early in his career when he tried to use his body, push off a little bit, and they were
mhm,
calling him on it. So after that,
Yeah.
he didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
This kid Loveland, he does have the sweet feet. He's got a little shake to him and
Whip. He
a
got
little
whip.
nasty to him. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think that's the difference with him. They just wanted a different type of tight end. But I'm with you though. At that pick, at that spot, I was not super excited about
Right.
drafting a tight end there. Not Loveland. I mean, but we got him. We'll see. We got
Yeah.
weapons galore now,
Yeah.
so we'll see.
And another thing, like,
I'm sorry.
go ahead, Neil. Go ahead.
Real quick, I personally, I've shared the same sentiments, mirror those sentiments. Wasn't super excited. Slept on it. Talked to my dog.
Mm.
He always makes sense, and slept on it. And then I realized who our head coach was, and
Yeah, yeah.
then I was like, hey, I know what I know, bro, from the outside, as much as an outsider can know. But as far as being in there and working up the ranks and being in those professional facilities, I don't know nothing about it. And I'm trusting that Ben does. And, it came to fruition. He called that man up right after the draft and talked to that man and told him like a man, hey, this is what he gave him the real. So you can't beat that, dog. That's how stand
Yeah,
up organizations run, dog.
Yeah, and
yeah.
listen, if you ever want players to run through walls and do anything for you, that's what you have to do. You have to be
Absolutely.
transparent with these guys. You have to be
Uh-huh.
upfront with and let them know what time it is. Um, Cole, they in Cole's interview today when I listened, Cole, Cole brought up the same question: why can't they be the best 12 personnel in the NFL?
Yeah.
And I
Right.
agree with them 1,000% because what this does, because of Loveland's ability, we can be very deceptive when it comes down to play calling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, most people see 12, they don't know what they're gonna get out of that, especially when you raise Loveland up and put him in the slot. When you get him up off the
Mm.
line and he's lined up in that slot area, that makes the
Mismatch.
play. That make well
All
that
day.
it makes the running game a lot more deadlier,
Mm-hmm.
and it also helps the play action.
Yeah, which I know
Yeah.
we're going to be using.
Yes, indeed. And like you said, sometimes Cole did struggle with separation, and this will help him out tremendously too, because there's going to be a lot of plays where he's going to be wide open.
Yeah.
Somebody,
Mm. They
Yeah.
can't double them. That's for sure.
yeah. Like, listen, to be able to be effective down those seams, that's a gem that any offense wish they have, on a
Yeah.
consistent basis to attack
Absolutely.
those
Hmm.
things like that. And you got two guys that can catch and can get after it. You know what I mean? They can, like you said,
Yeah.
Cole Kmet has heavy feet, but once he get those things going, he can get up the
Yeah.
field a little
Yeah.
bit.
Hmm.
Yeah.
For sure.
So
Heavy. He's a for sure catch too. We know that. He not
yeah, yeah,
dropping
yeah.
nothing. He not
Mm.
You
dropping nothing.
know, and the more we talk about him, the more it kind of like ticks me off that they made him look pretty bad last season by not giving him the touches he deserves.
Yeah.
You
Mm.
know, he lost a lot of touches. He lost a lot of money, man. Just
Mm.
on last, even though he got paid,
Yeah.
but
But
he lost some future paper last year.
yeah.
Because of the way the Bears chose to run their offense and kind of leave him out of a lot of things.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. They
I
definitely
think
didn't do them no favors.
yeah, and with the plethora of weapons that we have, it's a lot simple when you're able to hit that tight end. The tight end is a quarterback's best friend, man, outside the
Yeah.
running game. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? If you're able to hit
Hmm.
that guy consistently, like I said, attack those seams, it's gonna make that outside, a lot more, what I'm saying, available to you.
Yeah.
Now,
Hmm.
talking about the outside, another topic of conversation today, guys, was the deep ball and how Caleb can get better at it.
Mm.
Eric, how do you think Caleb, what I'm saying, what are the things you think Caleb must do to get better at that deep ball?
Just learn to read the coverages, right? Like learn how fast the NFL is and how fast like these defenses. Sometimes they have tells. I mean, we're going to go up against a lot of defenses where they disguise the coverages, but once he starts to pick it up, like I think he did a good job last year of starting to learn the league, right? I mean, that's what you had to do. Like year one, we saw a lot of great downfield throws, and then we saw a lot of throws that just weren't on target too. That could have been good, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, they were just off by a few inches. So I think, you know, with the better protection that we're going to have, you might see that option down there, you know. And we definitely got the guys that can go get the ball down the field. I mean, we all know DJ, he's still at an elite level. He's still definitely at elite level. And we got these young guys, man, who's, you know, they're definitely ready to make a name for themselves in these leagues. And I mean, we've seen some good play from this kid last year, from being on lesser, you know, term of crap team, right? Like, I mean, I can't tell you how many times these guys. My son's 11, and I'll say these guys broke his heart over and over and over again. And you know, he loves football and he loves the Chicago Bears, and almost feel like telling him I'm sorry because I brought you up into this. But really, I'm ready to see a Chicago Bears team where we're not talking about defense anymore, and we're talking about how this offense is going up there and putting up 30, 40 points every game. And that'd be awesome, right? Like from a Bears, we have never seen that. We have never really had that. You know, it's always been just a strong run game or a strong defense, right? Like, let's go out there and air these guys out, right? And score some touchdowns.
Indeed. Talk to me, Mike.
Well, I remember watching it. Okay, so I've been a Bears fan since '85. I bleed blue and orange. But when I got to be about a teenager, I think it was remember when the Bears lost Harbaugh and he went over to the Indy, and I think they had Kevin Butler and they had a couple more Bears on that team, captain comeback year. Well, I became a kind of a pseudo Indy fan. Not pseudo. I became a fan too in the AFC. And I watched the Peyton Manning years as he was going through his thing. In his rookie year, he was over and underthrowing his deep ball. Marvin Harrison be wide open and he'd be over and underthrowing guys. But that second year, all it took him was a summer. That second year he came out, it's like he never missed another one. And that's what I'm looking for with Caleb this year. You know, Caleb's special too. So, I mean, hopefully this training camp with everybody, I mean, the mini camp and all that, with everybody being there, he can get on time with DJ and his receivers. And because the deep ball is all about timing. You know, it's just about timing and your depth perception. I think he has what it takes. He just got to get used to his guys. So hopefully everybody being in attendance, you know, will help that. And I'm looking forward to seeing his second year, him cleaning up all them deep balls, because he missed a few of them last year.
For sure. For sure, man.
Go for it,
man, bro. Mike and Eric just made great points. I'm gonna lean on Mike as far as Peyton Manning had one of the worst rookie years ever, bro. Like, let's just period. He a legend. One of the worst rookie years ever. So, I mean, I use that template for any rookie that had a tough year. And I don't even think, I mean, he had a tough year. He got sacked a lot, but statistically, again, I'll say it. When is 3,500 yards, 20 TDs, and 6 picks terrible? You chop down some of those. You cut those sacks in half, and we talking about, oh yeah. But and another thing, people were so eager to just jump on Caleb's heels about any little thing too. I don't know. I guess that's just what comes with being a first round pick. But anywho, the number one pick. Yeah, man. I coaching got it now. I gotta piggyback you, bro.
Coaching.
You know, he did
Coaching.
this. He did 3,500 with a carousel / circus. You know what I mean? 3,500 with a dub, with not even double digit picks, with a carousel and a circus at the the coaching position. So I'm super excited, and I'm super. I just have positive vibes with it because I know these dudes are actually preaching perfection. And again, I said this last night. No one's perfect, but right up underneath that, you got excellent. And I think with the way these guys are coaching these dudes up and no nonsense, this is not a democracy, bro. We're your boss here. This is what we do. We have success. When was the last time you guys won? Jalen Johnson. Jalen hasn't had a winning season in his career, have you? No. Jalen
No,
Johnson
I
has
don't
not seen him
think
win.
so. No.
No, so come on, man. These dudes know what time it is, man. These are professionals. They're good. They were good last year. Brisket went down. Defense took a nosedive before then, and then after the Commanders game, things went downhill. They were playing good ball, and we still could have won games after that. So again, in those situations, now take out all of the bad coaching, put some guys, some competent fellows in here with the pieces that we did on the O-line and all the draft picks, undrafted free agents. Tysheem Johnson, we didn't mention him from Oregon. I think he's gonna be a ball hawk for us. They love him over there. If Dennis Allen says something nice about you, I'm really paying attention because dude doesn't throw credit around. So yeah, bro, you change that and flip it. What a difference a year makes, you know?
Yes, indeed. I think two things, and I'm gonna tell you guys if you guys ain't heard, I'm gonna let you guys know what Ben Johnson said about it. But I think more than anything, you guys are absolutely correct, you know, in what you guys were saying. But I think as Caleb as an individual, he has to focus on his mechanics a little bit more. He has to be more in tune with the details of his mechanics. Which, listen,
Yeah,
every young guy has to go through that. You know, you have guys that's naturally gifted in certain areas, but they
true.
still need coaching.
Yeah,
They still need coaching because as gifted as you are, it's still things that you don't know.
yeah. And
So
this is still the NFL too.
yeah, absolutely best of the best. Now Peyton Manning is my favorite quarterback of all time. Some people may laugh,
Bro.
but yeah, he's my favorite quarterback of all time.
He's a
So
bad boy.
yeah, he had some terrible struggles that first year, with the deep ball, with just being consistent. And this is another thing that Caleb, has to work on being is more consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what Ben Johnson said, what's going to improve Caleb's deep throw accuracy is repetition. You have to practice it. And
Reps.
yeah, and I think the last regime that was here, as far as from a coaching standpoint, I don't think they put him in a lot of deep pause situations in practice time. I don't think it was a lot of that going on. I think it was more of just hitting, these
Control
little
passer.
outs, slants and things of that nature, and screen passes. I think it was a lot of that last year.
Oh, we know
Um,
it was a lot of that last year.
um, But one last thing, man, and I think something that's very pivotal and Annie up. Your last show you did, you and your co-host, y'all spoke on it. And that's Case Keenum being the backup, man.
Oh
Mm,
yeah, 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 yeah.
This has not been talked about a whole lot, but I think,
Yep.
listen, he is just as important as the offensive lineman that we added this season.
yeah,
Agreed.
Even though
Yep.
he may not. We can only hope that he never touches the field unless we're up by 30. You know what I
mm-hmm.
mean? But his experience, his
That
ability to
mentorship.
his mentorship, and his ability to teach. You can take teaching from guys that's been there before. Now he's never been great, but he's had great moments.
He
Mm-hmm.
And
has.
Very much so.
you know
Minnesota. Yeah.
he led Minnesota to a 13 win season and a
Put
playoff
Stephon
run.
Diggs on the map.
Yep. Listen, so that experience is invaluable. You can't put a price tag on it. And the guy was 1 foot out of the league. He's
Yeah.
getting ready to retire, and Ben Johnson was able to kind of talk him into, signing a deal, which was a great thing. Because listen, nothing to take away from uh
Tyson Beige.
Tyson Bagent. Nothing to take from. Listen, I think he has a tremendous upside as well. But
Me too.
your backup quarterback is supposed to be your eyes.
Yeah.
Your second set of eyes.
Yeah.
And Tyson Bagent is an undrafted guy who's never been through the NFL. But how can he teach? How can he be your eyes?
He
Yeah.
can't.
He don't know what he's looking at.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was a guy that was here a few years ago when Mitch was young. when Mitch was just getting started. And that's Chase Daniel.
Yeah,
Chase
Mm-hmm.
Daniel was
my
very
dog.
valuable, to the growth of Mitch Trubisky. And unfortunately, Chase had to
Mm-hmm.
get in there a couple of games too. He didn't lose it for us, but
Right.
it just didn't look the same.
So,
But
so D Nice, let me ask you, what are you doing with Tyson Bagent? Because me and my cousin at work, we had this discussion. I'm
mhm.
curious, what do you think? What are you doing with Tyson Bagent? You gonna keep him?
Well, I would keep him, but if you're the Bears, you do what the roster allows you to do.
That's a good
Mm-hmm.
point.
You see what I'm saying? Now,
Uh,
not saying that they can't, you know, drop a guy off from another position, but if you value Tyson Bagent, why not? I mean, because I'm sure the guy that you're gonna cut to keep him there, he may land on his feet and be something, but I think that'll be a loss that you're willing to take.
mm,
The only reason you let Tyson Bagent go is if you want to sign a guy, what I'm saying, that can't miss, and you need him on the team, and there's a spot that got to be had. And listen, if you push him, I don't know if Bagent still has eligibility as far as
hmm.
practice squad, but if you put him on there, he good as gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I
can
feel
assure
I
like
you
heard.
that.
I feel like if somebody come knocking, which I know they will, look
Yeah,
at
that's my
Pittsburgh.
point.
Look at Pittsburgh. Look at Pittsburgh right now. They
Yeah,
mad at Aaron
yeah,
Rodgers right now. Like the players, they just came out today. The players are pissed at Aaron Rodgers for
yeah.
keeping them in limbo. They want to
Hmm.
be locked in right now and have to focus on those things. But if a team come knocking, bro, and who knows? I mean, I'm not one of those
New
guys who feel like
Orleans.
because I know
Uh-huh.
I know how Dennis Allen wants to run his defense. I'm not one of
Yeah.
those guys who feel like we need a super crazy Khalil Mack opposite of Sweat and all that. I want the young guys to finally develop. That's what I want the Bears to develop, guys that you went and traded draft picks to hop back in it for and go grab
Mm,
fifth round pick. I want Booker. I want Hardy. I want these guys to develop so we can have our homegrown
mm,
guys and not guys that we got from other teams that had a resume previously and all of that stuff. So if a team comes knocking, and I'm pretty sure they will, because quarterbacks just don't drop, and then he got game film. Quarterbacks just don't drop out of
mm-hmm.
trees like that. I think you make a move and then reset it and figure it out. I mean, Beijing is solid, man. We've seen him in action. He got a little
Mm-hmm.
windy release, but I like him. He's tough. He can run a little bit. But if somebody come knocking, bro, and it makes sense, make it happen, and then we'll figure that out. With Ben, I know we'll figure it out. He probably seen a couple guys he like already. So,
Yeah,
if a team come knocking, bro, I think you got to answer that call, man.
yeah. I
Buy
mean,
low, sell high.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
there we go. There
Hey
we go.
man, that's the way. Hey, that's
Uh,
the way we all wanted to work. But the unfortunate thing about the game and about numbers and players, every team has let one or two guys get up out of there.
Yeah, for
mm,
It's
sure.
a business,
You
man. It's
know,
a business.
yeah, and
mm-hmm.
First.
the numbers are the numbers. And when it comes, like, I remember at one time Green Bay had Mark Brunell, I think it was Matt Hasselbeck, and Aaron Brooks.
Yeah.
You know, and then before that, um, Kurt Warner came in and had a cup of coffee in Green Bay.
Right. Right.
Mm.
But at the time, Green Bay had Brett Favre.
Yeah.
So we know Brett Favre the number one,
Mm-hmm.
and we got our backup. This third guy, he just expendable. You know what I mean? And
Because you need that student coach, D Nice. You need
yeah,
that student coach,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. So listen, man. If he gets away, I wish him nothing but the best. But I would keep him, me personally.
Mm,
Okay.
mm.
Um, One last thing, because I want to jump over to the defense for a little bit. I ain't gonna hold you guys all night. I don't know
Okay.
how much time y'all got, but if y'all, you know what I'm saying, if y'all don't want to hang out all night, I get it. But
I hang out all night. It's just this stupid thing they call work that's gonna mess that up.
yeah,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
and somehow, some way that just gets in the way, don't it? But DeAndre Swift, they talked to Swift today,
Mm-hmm.
and Swift, Philly guy, tough minded guy, and when he did his in it, when they spoke with him today at the presser, he spoke like a Philly guy. You know, they asked him how he felt when the Bears brought in the running back late, and how he felt about the rumors of them picking one early. And you know, his thing was that regardless of who came in there, his mentality the same. He coming in to do a job, and ain't nothing or nobody gonna stop him from doing the job. You know, that was real
Mm,
refreshing to hear. Um,
yeah.
we could just talk about you guys' thoughts about that, and then we can move over to the defensive side.
I um I think this year he'll be all right. I love that young back they got. He got I love him. He looks real good. But I think Swift would be all right this year. Had they drafted Ashton Jeanty, it'd be a whole nother story. But he'll be all right. He'll be our probably our starting back.
Mm-hmm.
Next year though. I think the jury is out on him this year because Ben Johnson might not be high on him. You know, they gave up on him in Detroit. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
I
that
think
Detroit thing was kind of funny, man.
I
He
he
was
was
awful
injured a
injured
lot.
over
He
there
was
too.
injury prone as hell in Detroit,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm
Hmm.
not no, I'm not. Let me be clear. I'm not like the biggest uh Swift backer ever. I was
Hmm.
like, yo, let's go get Chubb. I was like, yo, let's go get what's the guy
Yeah,
who used to play in
yeah.
San Diego? DK,
Dobbins.
not DK, Dobbins, JK Dobbins. I was like, let's go, let's do it. But again, man, I truly believe that this guy has heard all the noise and he had 1,300 yards from scrimmage. Let's not get that
Hmm.
lost with everything
Hmm.
we were dealing with last year. 1,300 yards from scrimmage is nothing to pout about. I mean, he it was some things I'm sure he wish he had back or whatever, but
Yeah.
I saw some potential there with all of the moving parts and coaching staff and all of that. So I think with a more settled staff, a way more solid
Hmm.
line, and Caleb being in year 2, weapons on the outside, weapons up the middle, I think that dude is gonna make a lot of noise, man. This is technically a make or break. It is. I think he's gonna make the best out of it, man. Because
Hmm.
if not, we would have made a move. Not that it's too late to make a move, but I feel like we would have made a move already. Like those guys seeing something like, okay, yeah, we got Manon guy out there. He looking good. Just caught a touchdown. We got Roshan. Now Roshan.
That's what
Injuries
I was wondering
aside.
about too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Roshan got the most pressure, low key, even before Swift, even though Swift got paid because he had Texas coaches vouching for him. And I'm not saying he's a bum or anything. He did get injured. He had a concussion. But
Hmm.
I think that guy got a lot to prove. And he better watch. I know he looking behind him a little bit. So I really think Swift gonna have one of those years with all of the new things that we got going on and the scheme and everything. And we got Manungai who can block. Swift not the best blocker, but Manungai can block. We got Roshan that can block. And
Hmm.
yeah, so I think so. I watch out for Swift this year, y'all.
Mm.
Right on. Go for it,
I
Eric.
mean, I like Swift. I mean, I like him mostly for as a catching back, right? Because he's not like the most dynamic, run guy over, you know, power back. But I mean, he does have good hands, and he's swifty, man. He can get going left to right real
Yeah,
good. And I mean, you've seen him make a couple, nice plays out of the backfield last year, just catching the ball, and that's I think where a lot of his yards come back. And like he said, with no offensive line, how are you supposed to run the ball? How's your running back supposed to be good when your quarterback's running for his life? That means that they're eating the run up in the backfield too. Like our offensive line was trash last year. We just got to call it what it was, right? And if they're up to par this year, then I can't see the running back not being successful, no matter who it is back there, right? I mean, because them holes don't open themselves up. It takes some
Yeah.
guys up front to do everything. And to be honest, man, let's go back to what you were talking about earlier, Caleb, and how him needing to work on stuff. Well, you know what? You don't get a chance to work on that kind of stuff when you're running for your life most of the time.
Yeah.
And we're looking
Yeah.
at all those sacks he took, but we definitely got an upgraded offensive line, and we definitely want to see that work out for our team. You know, and we want to see whoever's coming out of that backfield get behind some of these big guys and run for some big plays, right? And I like
Yeah.
Swift catching the ball. I do like Swift catching the ball. He's shown he's got good hands out of the backfield, and you always want that check down guy when you're in trouble that's going to go get you a first down or, you know, move the ball in the right direction, right? So I think like you guys are all saying, like, man, it's time for him to put up or shut up because he knows, you know, he might not be the guy next year, but if he has a outstanding year, then you don't move away from that, right? That's just football.
Yeah. True.
Right on, right on. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to people checking us out tonight. Shout out to Honey Bear. Shout out to James. Shout out to Trax, especially. Shout out to the Bishop. What up, Bishop? What's good with you? Shout out to Miss Cheryl. And shout out to Devin. Welcome, Devin. Appreciate you
Yeah.
coming on in here and hollering at us tonight, checking us out. I want to jump on the defensive side for just a bit, man. I think we all understand what we have in the secondary. I think we get it. I think we're pretty. I think out of every position group, pretty much, I would say on the team, I think everyone is more confident in the secondary than any other position group on the team.
Yeah.
I think
Okay,
we got the best in the league. Us in Kansas City.
potentially. You
Uh-huh.
know, I would just wish it to play out a little bit better on the field. But
Mhm.
in order for it to do that, we have to get an adequate pass rush. It has to be consistent. You know,
Yeah.
Dennis Allen has, made his mark by bringing that pressure up the middle. Quickest way to get to anything is a straight line, correct? So
Mhm.
he's made his focus to get some guys up the middle. You know, our three technique. Javon Dexter. He's grown into a leadership role. We all watched him as a young puppy come up in here and try to make a name for himself. Last year, we see a lot of progression with him because last year was better than his rookie season. Now if he can make this season better than last year, then we may be cooking. But we also brought in a veteran
Yeah.
leader.
Grady Jackson.
Grady Jackson coming in
Yeah.
here, to help guys along. So, how do you guys feel about, the guys up front, that position group, the defensive line? What are you guys looking to see out of that group?
I
Pressure
hope to
on the
see Big
quarterback.
Dex. Well, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
listen. I should have called the name. I apologize.
No, no, no. You good.
Go ahead, man. Go.
I I'm looking to see Big Dex, man. What's my man's name on Kansas City? Chris
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 Jones.
Johnson?
Jones.
Chris
Chris
Jones,
Jones.
yeah.
Chris Jones. Yeah. If I was Javon Dexter, I'd have him on speed dial. I'd be trying to work out with him in the offseason. They got the same body type. Um, you know, another one. What was my man's name? Played for us a couple years ago. Big
Hicks.
boy. No. Yeah. Akeem Hicks. Akeem
Yeah.
Hicks is another one. I don't know why they don't reach out to alumni like somebody like that, but I'm 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 kind of curious about Big Dex about seeing how he turns out this year. He came in college. He came from that system where he was, playing the peekaboo, where he was holding his man up and watching. He wasn't shooting the gaps, and
Yeah.
so this shooting the gap thing is new for him. So, but he's in tip top shape from what I'm hearing. I can't wait to see him. But him, Grady Jackson, and Billings is going to be a nice 1, 2, 3 combination. I'm curious.
Yeah. Don't leave out the young guy though. Turner.
Oh yeah, my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
Shamar.
leave him out.
Yeah, yeah. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4. So they got a nice young group, I think, up front. the defensive end, Sweat, we know he's a stud. If he can stay healthy, we got that side sold up. The other side, I'm kind of with you, Annie. Up, I want to see the young guy step up. I want to see how his progress is looking because he has a motor. He
Yeah,
just didn't have the size and experience last year.
yeah.
But I'm just curious. I say that's my one word answer about that defensive line. Curious. I'm and hopeful. I'll give it that too.
Okay. It's on you, E.
Okay.
Say, I mean, I want to touch on the same thing. Dexter, like, what a nice surprise there, right? Like, see him just grow into to a more athletic player. See some pressure, to run stop. I mean, everything. I mean, that was probably one of the only things I was upset with, like with them not addressing was like adding more to that up, that front, that defensive front, and it would have been nice to see them add somebody on the other side of Montez because I mean. I know they were throwing around like Khalil Mack, but I think Mack was washed already. I mean, he was great back in the day, but to put somebody else on that other side, man, and have that front four collapsing on that quarterback. I mean, that's everything, right? Like, imagine how great our secondary would be if we got that pressure. I mean, we got guys back there that are studs, but we
Mm-hmm.
aren't really seeing that pressure. But I mean, if we had that kind of pressure, quarterbacks throwing in trouble, and Stevenson and Jalen back there and Brisker, all these guys, man, that are man, they're ball hawks, right? They go
Yeah.
after that ball. I mean, Jalen's locked down. You know what I mean? Like, man, I talked about this the other day on one of the podcasts. It's like, man, you saw Jalen lock down Jefferson, lock down. Like, who? I mean, this guy is number one, number two. I'm giving him number two spot last year just because of what we saw Chase do last year as far as numbers. And I mean, imagine that secondary if that front four is getting the kind of pressure that we want to see them get. If we either they have guys like Dexter step up and Montez do his thing and get that quarterback in trouble, and then that ball's just in the air and we go get it. Because I mean, Stevenson, how many do we see him come up with? You know what I mean? Like, we got good guys in that secondary, and if we get that pressure going on that quarterback, I'd love to see what that secondary could do. That's
Mhm.
huge. That's huge. Like,
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
mean,
And I feel like the unfortunate thing is we just don't know what some of these guys would have done with correct coaching. Yeah, some of these guys. Dexter.
That's huge.
Dexter has gotten better every year. Can we all agree on that? He's
Mm-hmm.
I
gotten better
agree.
every year.
Yes, indeed.
Transformed his body. Clearly, he had to transform his mindset because, like my boy Mike said, he was pickabooing it. He came up pickabooing. That's not what he was asked to do once he got to the big league. So boom.
Hmm.
Now I'm transforming my body. I'm transforming my mindset. Had a great year. 4.5, 5 sacks, had a couple fumbles for us, had some tackles for loss. He was back there last year, even in some of our darkest moments, guys. So now you got real coaching. Now you got some coaches out there. So that's why I was a little like, and just to and Eric, welcome, bro. Appreciate you. Khalil Mack had a hell of a year last year, bro. Khalil Mack, I didn't want him. I didn't want Khalil Mack back, but he had a hell of a year last year. And I don't know if it was whatever it was. Dude ball last year, but I didn't want him back. Again, I'm for the youth movement. This is a young man's game. No offense to the old cats. This is a young man's game, and I want to develop our own guys. So that's the reason I didn't want Khalil to double back on us. So, like, let's see what these guys who were supposed to be being developed last year can do with some guys who actually know what they're doing.
Indeed, indeed. Um, you mentioned Khalil Mack and this year he had last year. I didn't want him here either because I didn't want another episode of Robert Quinn because that's what it would have been. You know, Robert Quinn before the Bears, he was looked at as a pretty damn good pass rusher, damn
Mm-hmm.
good guy that can get to the quarterback. When he got here, Khalil Mack was in and out of the lineup with injuries. And, it just didn't seem like he had the same enthusiasm as he had in 18. You know, that's why when they made the decision, and I think it was an easy decision for them to let him go, especially with what he's being paid. Um, like I said, Robert Quinn came in and had a hell of a year for the Bears.
He
That
did.
1 year.
He
And
broke our single season sack record, didn't he?
yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
he was a
And
monster.
and we were still sad as hell on defense, even though with
Mm-hmm.
the with him breaking the sack record. So yeah, didn't want to see another episode of that.
Nah, facts.
Um, especially when we're gonna have to pay that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Nah. I didn't want him to do. I didn't want him to get paid. Get his last checks like that from us. Nah. But the guys I'm looking toward to watching very closely on the defensive line, and some of these guys unfortunately may not even make our roster, but they're under the umbrella of the Bears as for right now. So I'm gonna root for them. Guys like Zach Pickens,
I gotta
Jonathan
see it,
Ford.
bro. Please,
Yeah,
please, Zach.
listen, Jonathan Ford last year came in late and he was pretty good. Now they
Jonathan
moved Dan.
Ford.
Yeah, they moved Daniel Hardy. I think he's a linebacker now.
Okay.
He has the ability to do that.
He
But
does.
Daniel
I'm
Hardy,
curious about him too.
yeah, Daniel Hardy, if he doesn't make it, like I said, if he doesn't play a down on the defensive side, he's inked in as a special teamer
Yeah,
for
period.
sure. Right?
Yeah.
Um, Chris Williams. Chris Williams is a guy that they brought back.
Mm-hmm.
They let Chris Williams put ink to paper and come back here.
Yeah.
So that tells you what somebody in that building think about him.
Mm-hmm.
And the young rookie, Shamar Turner. I love his attitude. He had a lot to say when asked when he was first drafted, and it sounded very good. He's saying all the right things.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot wait to see him in live action. Dominic Robinson.
I do not like him, D Nice. Don't you
I don't
speak
want
to
to
me
say.
about no
Listen,
Dominique Robinson, bro.
right now, listen. I'm not saying that he's going to come in here and make an impact. Like I said earlier, is the guys I'm looking at. Maybe
Okay.
some guys ain't gonna make it. Well, they say everybody can't go, and he might be one of those guys that ain't gonna make it. But for now, since he's under his umbrella and he has the opportunity to show something,
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know, I want to see if he gonna dig in deep and show something. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay, yeah.
And listen, the guy that they paid some money to come here from the coast in Dio Dangbo, man.
Ah,
Listen, he to me, he is the X factor because out of all the names that we named as a collective, this guy, and he's going to be a starter, but he's not being handled as such. To me, he's being looked over.
mm,
You know, hopefully by season end, this could be a guy that we can plan and say, hey, us as fans might have took him for granted because he didn't
yeah, for
come
sure.
in. He didn't come in with a high name.
Yeah.
He didn't come in with a whole lot of production, but there has that it is some there. And Mike, I know you probably watched him a lot more because you're a Coach fan partly.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
So
I've been all Bears these last few years, though. I ain't
oh,
He
paid
okay,
no
got
so you
attention
let
to
the
the
coach
coach.
go. All right, I get it. All right, hey, look, all
he
right, I
got that.
understand. I
Okay, hey, D
understand,
Nice. He
but
got that.
listen.
He don't got all the production real quick, but he got that
Hmm.
Yeah,
TFL production though, and those
Yeah,
guys are specific.
yeah,
He's a tackle for lost artist, bro.
yeah.
yeah,
So listen, this group has a lot of versatility to it,
Versatility, good
and
word.
you know, hey, it's gonna be interesting the way this thing plays out because we understand who we have as starters. That's why, I'm not
Yeah,
really, they can improve as well. We all know that. But I think those guys wanting the opportunity, wanting to get the extra opportunity, and you're going to have some guys that are going to have to fight like hell to make the team. I
yeah,
want to
for
see
sure.
what kind of fire they got.
Yeah, you're right.
mm,
So,
mm,
I'm looking at it that deep. And again, some of these guys just ain't going to make it. We already know.
yeah,
But I just
yeah.
want to see the attitude. I want to
Yeah,
see I want to see if they got, because if you have what it takes to dig in and actually go beat the odds and make this squad, and you keep that same energy throughout the year, we're gonna have a pretty good player,
Yeah, for
whoever
sure.
it
I
is.
hope my man Pickens makes it,
Yeah,
man. I hope they don't sleep on him.
yeah. I
Wait,
mean,
wait,
I'm
wait, wait. What?
he
Wait,
can't
okay.
now. As
Wait,
far
wait,
as
wait,
sleeping
wait,
on
wait,
him,
wait. Sleep on Pickens, Mike.
yeah,
Hold on, bro.
coaching, bro, coaching.
You
I think
like
he
you
was
do?
out of position. I
Okay,
think he
I
was
hear
all
out of
right.
position.
you.
I think he should have been a
Talk to me.
3 technique.
Talk to
I
me.
think
Talk to me.
that's
Okay, all right.
because in college he was the guy penetrating.
Yeah,
Dex was the guy holding up and playing 2
Yeah.
gaps.
And then they
Pickens, I
reversed it.
don't think they ever played him right.
Okay, let's talk to it. Let's talk about it.
I
Cause
feel
I
like
don't
oh,
think
that was the
so.
I'm
best. That was the best comment made right there. Was coaching.
yeah.
Coaching. We got
Coaching.
different coaching staff right now. Different people. Different. Different looks. Different everything. Right. I mean, man, coaching is gonna be the thing that has these
Yeah.
guys ready to go, ready to take that next step, right? And that's like where it starts, right? I mean, that was the greatest comment he
Hmm.
made. It's like
Yeah,
coaching,
that's true
because
story.
some of these guys, like he said, they're not in the right spot, but coaches put these guys in the right spots to make to
To
make plays or
succeed.
give
Yeah.
opportunities, and that's everything, right? And now that we got a different look at all that stuff, man, let's go, right?
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
point. Coaching. I gotta give
Yeah.
them that. So I'm right now in front of you, these witnesses. Pickens has a clean slate. Dominique Robinson,
Yeah.
clean slate. All of these guys that I'm down on. Elijah Hicks,
Yeah.
clean slate. That's 3 guys
Yeah.
that I really it really takes me to a different level when I hear these
Yeah.
guys' names. And I'm but no, seriously, man. So all right, they got clean slates, so we got a clean slate of coaches. So fair enough. All
Yeah.
right, I'm open to that.
and
I
look,
respect it.
hey, check it out, man. Look, we don't want to sleep on Zach Pickens,
Okay.
and we're willing to drink the Kool-Aid, but the last year,
Uh-oh. Oh man.
last year that Kool-Aid had melatonin in it, man.
Uh-oh.
Last year that Kool-Aid had some melatonin in it, man. That's an actual fact, man. Dang, he just jumped off. But yeah, we didn't want to sleep on the guy, man. But the Kool-Aid we were drinking last year from had melatonin in it, so it was hard to stay awake, man.
But
So
yeah, man.
I'm pulling for every guy that's in the Bears
Yeah,
uniform that wears
for sure. For sure.
that has a Bears helmet on. You know, if you make the team, then you did what you're supposed to do. Now it's time to raise it up to another level. But
Yeah.
hey man, tonight's been a blast. I think I kept you guys long enough, man. I know
Oh,
this
awesome talking to you guys. Nice meeting everybody too.
hey,
Yeah, nice
pleasure,
meeting
man.
you,
Look,
E.
we gonna do this again next week for sure.
For
Um,
sure.
you guys got anything to say before we get up out of here? Any
Real
shout
quick,
outs, anything? Go for it,
this,
Nip.
this for the chat. Real quick, don't Google it, guys. Who has the most defensive touchdowns in Bears history? Whoever answers first, I don't know. I got something for you. I don't know, but that's just my wild card question. Who got the most defensive touchdowns in Bears history? That's for the chat. That's just for the chat. That's what I got. And I'm looking, y'all. So come on, don't go get to Google and keep typing in here. Don't Google it. Just shoot it out. There's no wrong answers. Whatever you think. Who got the most defensive touchdowns in Bears history, guys? That's all I got.
Oh, I think
James
I know.
Childress about to come back like, go.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm
But
telling you,
no,
boy.
man. Just want to, ruffle a little feathers a little bit, see if somebody had an answer for that.
Hey man, nothing wrong with it. Go for it,
Yeah,
Eric.
man. It's been a treat, fellas.
Always.
Yeah, man. Good night. Man, bear down. I'm
Bear
excited to
down.
see what else we got coming out of this. This training camp. I'm excited to even try to go to training camp. Right, you get that raffle coming up. Everybody keep on the lookout for them free tickets
Right.
that always
Facts.
go in like 1 hour, less than an
Right.
hour. They're done.
I was about to say less than that.
10 minutes, they're gone. To be honest, like I get lucky and I usually get them every year. But man, I'm excited to be out there. I mean, I think that's awesome too, right? Like
Yeah,
everything's happening here at Hollis Hall. Like that's awesome, dude. Like, don't get me wrong, the Bears did Bourbonnais a favor, and it was cool going down to Olivet, Nazareth Olivet College, and going down to Bourbonnais was fun. But having everything at Hallis Hall, like now, that's special, right? Like, and then
Yeah,
actually
for
getting to
sure.
go there and see it
For
there
sure.
at Hallis Hall. I mean, that's an awesome facility. I've been there a couple times, and that's cool. That's cool. It's the coolest stuff you can get, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm excited, man, for this upcoming season. It's going to be awesome. I feel
Yeah.
like there's going to be definitely uptrend.
I agree, bro.
Yeah, I agree as well. And for you fans who have never, who haven't been down to the new facility down there, I think you should go. I'm making my plans to go. And if you've never been to the NFL Hall of Fame, please, I would advise any fan to go down there. Listen, we hold a lot of rank down there. A lot of people ain't gonna tell you that, but the Bears, look, it's a bunch of us down there. It's a bunch of Bears.
Mhm.
It's a bunch of Bears bus down there.
It's
I
the
think we
most.
may.
It's the most,
Yeah,
isn't
you're
it?
absolutely. I do believe we have the most. So, if you have an opportunity to get down there, I would take advantage of it fully. Mike,
Man, sorry about that,
nah,
fellas.
you good? Welcome back. We
Thank
didn't want
you.
to close. We didn't want to close the show without giving you a chance to, what I'm saying, give some shout outs and you know say your piece before we get up out of here.
Man, I want to give a shout out to all you brothers. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for Brandon Tracks, sir. Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate the fandom and I appreciate all the podcasters, man. This is where we get the best content nowadays. So you brothers keep up the good work. God bless.
God bless, bro.
Indeed,
Mhm.
indeed.
Hey, you know what?
Hey,
I do want to touch one thing real quick before we go. I do
okay.
want to give a shout out to the Chicago Bears as an organization, as an organization in a whole. I coach Pop Warner, and when Whiting, Indiana, Hammond, Indiana, and
Okay.
we had a equipment fire in our garage, and the Chicago Bears actually did step up, and we lost all our stuff, like a lot of helmets, we had pads, everything, and actually the Chicago Bears organization did step up to help out the North Lake Patriots to
Wow.
get them
Mm,
some new equipment, some new pads, some new stuff, and that's awesome as an organization to see them help a youth league level. And shout out to the Bears for that one, right?
No
hundred
doubt.
That
percent,
is great.
100%.
Yep.
Bigger than
Salute.
it's big.
Yep.
That's bigger than football at this point because that's different. That's like
Yeah.
some life stuff, man. Shout out to the Bears for that, y'all.
Yep. Agreed.
And man, regardless of a lot of the BS, us as fans get, and a lot of the stuff that us as fans give about the organization, the guys up top as a whole, when it comes down to um
Humanity,
human shit, the Bears are A1 when it comes down
for
to that
sure.
stuff.
Let's talk about it.
They don't they you can say a lot about the guys at the very top, but when it comes down to real life things, to get the things outside of football, the Bears they on front line with that.
Absolutely, bro.
And I'm with you 1,000%, man. They get a lot of props from me from that aspect. Hopefully, we can turn things around and they can be just as good as they are off the field, on the field.
For
You
sure.
know. Um yeah, so shout out to the Bears organization, man.
Yes,
That's
sir.
a hell of a thing right there. And you got anything to say before we
Yeah.
leave?
Man, I just want to say, man, blessings, brothers. I appreciate y'all. This was a great show. The energy is here. I love hopping on here with like minds and people who know their stuff and don't get caught up in the narratives or the fields or the Chicago media, quote unquote.
Mm.
So yeah, guys, man, just man, I'm here for it, and let's have a good season. Let's have a healthy season, and let's do it, man. Get this town something to root about, man.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Agreed.
Well said. And look, man. Shout out to everyone in the chat that chimed in tonight. If I missed anybody, I'm truly sorry, and I promise tomorrow. I'm on tomorrow. I'll give you the biggest shout out tomorrow. I'll make sure I won't miss nobody tomorrow. Shout out to everybody that's checking us out. X, Facebook, YouTube, anywhere you watch it from. please hit the thumbs up, like this, subscribe. Come on in, join the family. Shout out to you guys, Eric and Mike.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, you closed your first show, and
Yeah.
I hope for many more with you guys. And I was once in y'all shoes. Andy Up was once in y'all shoes. Give you nothing but the warmest welcome. And if you need anything from either one of us, hit us up, man. We're
For
available.
sure. For sure.
Appreciate
Thank
it,
you.
man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Because we
The re-
listen, we understand how
Mhm.
it feels to be in this spot, the spot that you guys are in. And the more shows you do, the more acclimated you become. You know what I'm saying? It'll feel like second nature after a while. So,
Yeah.
y'all guys keep it up, man. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And we
Man,
here
it's
for it,
talking
bro.
football. It's talking football, man. I mean,
Right.
what's better than that, right?
What's better
Right.
than
Yeah.
Good point.
talking
Absolutely.
Bears football at that?
There you go, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. So with that being said, shout out to Trax for making this all possible.
Yes, sir.
Shout
Yes,
out
sir.
to the
Tracks.
whole
What up?
Chicago Sports Podcast family. You know what I'm saying? We only are as strong as the weakest link. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's continue to build this thing up and keep the foundation strong. And hey, and the surrounding of the foundation is strong, just as strong. So with that, I want to say good night to everybody. Bear down to you guys, bear down to the chat, and bear down to every Bears fan out there. Peace
Much
and
love.
love. And we gone.
All
Gone.
right. Peace.
Good
Yes,
night.
sir.